Hey everyone, so today we are going to be showing you how to make graphics in Photoshop. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do once you log on to your computer is launch Photoshop. How do you do that? Good question. So we're going to go down to Finder, Applications. You see a lot of Adobe apps there, but we are looking for Photoshop. See all the folders here, don't worry about that. We're just launching the app itself, Adobe Photoshop. And the first thing you want to do once you're in Photoshop is, of course, File, New. You might want to make a new document, of course, for a brand new graphic. And you see all the different document types along the top here. Since we are a TV news-oriented operation here at the JPC, we are only focused on one type, and that is film and video. So don't worry about any of these. What you're going to want to do when you click New, File, New, is then click Film and Video. And once you click that, there is only one format within this category that we use. The HDV HDTV 720p preset. That is the only format, the only preset we use for every graphic we make. So don't worry about any of these. We're just focused on HDV/HDTV 720p. Now what you want to do also before you click create, you're going to want to name your document. Now it's going to depend on obviously what the subject of the story is and what the subject of your graphic is. For our sake, let's say it is a story about the Red Sox. What are we going to title the document then? Pretty simple. Red Sox. So once you have the title, you're going to click Create, and this opens up our document. Now, again, this would be a good time. To save your file before you get to work, before you start it. You want to save it as soon as possible so you don't lose anything. So you're going to click File, Save As. You've already named it, so just keep the name. You're going to save it as a Photoshop file, so you can come back and edit it later. Probably save it in the documents, wherever you feel comfortable. You can also save it on the desktop, so it's easier to find here. And you're going to click Save. So now you've saved your document. So the first thing to keep in mind with this is you see all these lines running across. The important thing to keep in mind is you want the focus of your graphic to be within all these lines, to be here. The outlined area, we call this the safe area because basically on certain televisions and certain formats, the outside perimeter of this can be cut off on certain formats. So we want to make sure whatever our graphic is about, that the majority of it and the focus of it is within this safe area. You don't want any important information here in the corners or on the sides because it could get cut off and then your graphic will look sloppy and incomplete and may not give off the message you're trying to send. So now that we have our document, what we're going to want to do is find a picture to put in the graphic. In our case, again, we've named this document Red Sox for a story about the Red Sox. So we're going to want to get our picture from a search engine we use called Creative Commons. So we're going to launch Safari in this case, but any web browser will do. And you're going to want to search for Creative Commons. Now what this allows us to do is we can use any picture we find here for free. It's in the public domain and under Creative Commons licenses. So for our story, once again, we're going to be doing a story about the Red Sox. So we're going to search for the Red Sox. So as you see there, there's a picture of Fenway Park with the Red Sox on the field. It's a very nice picture, the classic Fenway Park sign there, all the pennants. It's a very nice picture. So we want that to be in our graphic. So what we're going to do is right-click on the picture, click Save Image to Downloads, and that'll drop the picture down here onto the computer, where we can then drag the picture into our document. Now, again, as I've said earlier, we want the picture to cover the entire document. But what we don't want to do is immediately click and drag to make the picture bigger, because as you see, it kind of distorts it. So what we want to do, whenever we're making something bigger or smaller in Photoshop, we want the proportions to stay the same. So we're going to hold down on the Shift key, and while we are holding the Shift key, start to drag the image out and make it bigger to fit the entire screen. Sometimes it's a little fidgety, but in our case, you see there, we keep dragging as we're holding Shift, and now we have the picture covering the entire graphic. Now this next step is important. We want to place the image onto the document. Right now it's just hovering. It's not set anywhere. It can move, it can do whatever it wants to do until we right-click on the document and click Place. That locks it in place. It is now a solid image ready to be used on the air. So now we're going to want to save this again, just in case we haven't lost any work, but we don't want to lose it. So it's the same document, so you can just replace the original save, maximize compatibility, don't really worry about that. We'll say don't show that to us again, just click OK. And now what we want to do is export it to be sent to either Expression or PowerPoint or Streamline. So when it comes to Expression and Streamline, you can refer to the tip sheet also on the JPC site. But no matter what you are delivering the graphic to, we are going to always save the document once again, but this time as a Targa. You see the format there? You click on the format and you scroll down to Targa. That is the standard. That is what every graphic has to be. That is the format every graphic has to be. See there, keep the name .tga. That is the Targa extension. And we're going to click Save. We're going to keep it on the desktop. We're going to keep it as 24 bits per pixel. It's the standard. Just don't touch anything and just click OK. And there we go. We have a graphic that is ready to be sent to either Expression or Streamline or PowerPoint. So that's it. That's graphics. That's graphics in Adobe Photoshop. And yeah, good luck and have fun making graphics in the JPC.